everybody, and welcome to our channel. Today we are going to be making pasta and zesty turkey zucchini meatballs.
Alright, so let's pay attention.
To make the pasta, we are going to need these following ingredients. 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour and a pinch of salt, and also a tablespoon of olive oil, and finally 2 large eggs. So once you put the flour in a mound, crack 2 eggs, like this, as shown. And you can also crack it on the countertop. And then once you do that, look for any eggshells and take them out. And then, once you put your 2 eggs in, you take a fork and mix it all up, like this.
In the middle. Break the yolks. Go slow. Okay. And bring the flour in little by little. But keeps mixing the eggs. There you go. Go ahead, keep doing.
Oh, there's a little piece. Make sure you get some flour slowly. So when you're mixing, make sure you also get some flour slowly creeping in there. And then once you do that, once it gets a little better, start to mix it up.
All right.
And if it gets a little dry, add a little bit of water to it. Alright, then once your dough started to look like this, knead it for 5 minutes until it's smooth and springy. So then after you knead it for about 5 minutes, put it in a plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for 15 minutes and let it rest. And then, like I said though, remember to wrap it and then keep it in a cool area for 15 minutes. In the meantime, we are going to make some zesty zucchini meatballs. So, for the zesty turkey zucchini meatballs, we are going to need a pound of ground turkey, 1 garlic clove minced, 2 zucchinis that are grated, 1 egg, 3 tablespoons of parsley chopped, 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs, and 3 tablespoons of milk or water, 1 cup of crumbled feta cheese, 1 lemon zested and then cut into wedges, 1 teaspoon salt, and then 1.5 teaspoon ground cumin, and then olive oil. Okay, then you're going to grate 2 zucchinis, like this. But be careful, and if you have young children working with you, I recommend have adults and do it 18 or older, because this could be very, very dangerous. So now once you have the grated zucchini like this, make sure you add some olive oil, and then a little bit of salt, and make sure it's soft, and also saute them a little bit. I recommend you saute in a pan. And then once you put it in a pan, saute the zucchini until it's soft. So once you put your breadcrumbs in a bowl like this, then put 3 tablespoons of milk or water. And then once you put in the 3rd tablespoon, then you mix it up until it's soft. So then you mix all the following items in a large bowl. So you put the 1 pound ground turkey, you add the zucchini, the breadcrumbs, the garlic, the parsley, the cumin, the salt, the egg, and the feta cheese, and the zest of a lemon. Yeah, so in the bowl we have the ground meat right here, and then we have the zucchini right here, and we are just zested in a lemon right now. So what you're gonna do is mince the garlic. It's a little hard.
Yeah, let me try.
And this is what the garlic looks like when it's minced. And then you add your zucchini, like so. And then after that, you add your breadcrumbs. And then once you add the breadcrumbs, you add your cumin. And once you add your cumin, you add the parsley. And then after the parsley, you bring in the egg. And then once you have all the ingredients in a bowl, like this, then what you're gonna do is mix it. You can do it with a spoon or your hands. I prefer your hands just because it's a little, it's more fun, but it can get a little messy sometimes. So make sure you do it like this. Just mix everything in there. And this is what it looks like when you're done mixing. It's really still. And then what you do after that is you can grab an ice cream scooper or something and put it on a cookie tray. And put the meatballs in a cookie tray. Okay, so now what you do is, so you take your ice cream scooper or whatever you're using, and then you put it against the side of the bowl, and then put it in your hands, and then make a ball, like this. And then once you finish up that ball, then put it on a tray. Okay, so then once you make all of your meatballs, then put them in the oven. This is the machine that we're gonna use to make the pasta today. So, with the pasta machine, you are gonna have numbers 0 to 6, and they get smaller and smaller and smaller. Alright, so what I'm gonna do here is, make sure you have a rolling pin, and you have the dough, and a little bit of flour, and I recommend put a little bit of flour, and make sure this thing gets a little bit flatter. So when you're rolling it, so basically at the end of when you're rolling, put it in the machine. And make sure it's nice and flat, and also pretty long. I recommend doing it both ways, horizontal and vertical. So then you put it through the machine, 0 through 6. And also, if it gets pretty long, you can use a knife to cut it, to make it a little shorter. Alright, so this is what one looks like right now. It's pretty long, I can tell you that. And I recommend also you can do it twice on the same one. So like if you're on number 5, you can do, and also remember when it gets long, you can cut it. So I'm doing this one right now. So I did it once, and now I do it twice. Alright, and now that we're finished with that, what we're gonna do is, we're still gonna use the same machine, but we are just gonna shape the pasta. Okay, so in this case, we're making fettuccine, but the thing is, you can make spaghetti or fettuccine. But make sure you put it through the thing, and then once put it through the thing like so. Then you've finished one part of the pasta. And if you have another one, repeat this again. And also put a little bit of flour on the pasta. So we're just gonna repeat it. We're just gonna repeat this one here. You can make fettuccine or spaghetti, by the way. It's not ideal that you have to make fettuccine and copy the video. Well, I mean, you can copy the recipe and stuff, but you don't have to copy what pasta we're making. Alright, so this is the final result of the pasta. So, if you want to make the meatballs, preheat the oven to 400 degrees and put it in the oven for at least 20 to 30 minutes, and put this in boiling hot water. It will take like 2 to 3 minutes to cook. You can put some marinara sauce on it. Use your zesty meatballs, and you can have some pasta with meatballs and sauce if you have it. See you later.